Success is not first won in your hands. It is first won in your mind. Before your life changes on the outside, something has to change on the inside. That is where the real work begins. Many people spend years trying to improve their income, their career, their relationships, or their health, but they ignore the one place where every decision is made. They ignore their own mind. And when the mind is not trained, it becomes a poor advisor. It starts telling stories that sound true, even when they are completely false. The danger is not that your mind speaks to you. The danger is that you believe everything it says without questioning it. Your mind can look at a small setback and convince you that you are a failure. It can look at one mistake and tell you that you are not good enough. It can look at one rejection and whisper that nobody believes in you. None of those things are facts. They are only thoughts. Thoughts come and go. They are not permanent. But if you repeat those thoughts often enough, they begin to feel like the truth. Then you make decisions based on those thoughts, and suddenly your life begins to match the story you have been telling yourself. Think about how many dreams have disappeared, not because people lacked ability, but because they believed the wrong voice. A young person wants to start a business. Before taking the first step, the mind says, "You don't know enough." Someone wants to improve their health. The mind says, "You failed before, so you'll fail again." Another person wants to speak in front of others. The mind says, "People will laugh at you." Nothing has actually happened yet, but the mind creates a picture so convincing that the person gives up before life even has a chance to respond. That is why one of the greatest skills you can ever develop is learning to separate facts from feelings. Feeling uncertain does not mean you cannot succeed. Feeling afraid does not mean you should stop. Feeling unprepared does not mean you are incapable. Feelings are temporary. They change from one day to the next. If you allow temporary emotions to make permanent decisions, you will spend your life standing still. There are people who wake up every morning already defeated because their first conversation is with a negative mind. Before their feet even touch the floor, they have already convinced themselves that today will be difficult, that nothing will change, that life is unfair, and that success belongs to someone else. Imagine carrying that kind of thinking every single day. It becomes heavy. It steals energy before any work has even begun. Now imagine something different. Imagine waking up and refusing to believe every negative thought that appears. Imagine saying to yourself, "Just because I think it doesn't mean it's true." That single habit can change your future. It creates space between you and your thoughts. Instead of reacting to every fear, you begin choosing your response. Your mind often tries to protect you from discomfort. It says, "Stay where it's safe." At first, that sounds reasonable. Safety feels comfortable. Familiar routines feel secure. But growth never happens by staying exactly where you are. Every improvement in life requires stepping into something unfamiliar. Learning a new skill feels uncomfortable. Starting a business feels uncomfortable. Speaking with confidence feels uncomfortable at first. Saving money instead of spending it requires discipline. Building healthy habits requires effort. Your mind interprets that discomfort as danger, but in reality, it is simply growth. One of the biggest lies your mind tells you is that you need to feel confident before you act. Confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the result. It grows after you take action. Nobody begins as an expert. Nobody starts without uncertainty. Every successful person has experienced moments of doubt. The difference is they refuse to let doubt become the final decision. Think back to a time when you accomplished something you once thought was impossible. Before you did it, your mind probably told you that it would be difficult. After you finished, you realized you were stronger than your own fears. That lesson applies to every area of life. The mind predicts failure. Experience often proves otherwise. Another lie your mind enjoys repeating is that you have plenty of time. It says, start next week. Start next month. Start when everything feels perfect. But life keeps moving. Days become months. Months become years. Years. One day you look back and realize that the greatest loss was not money. It was time. Time cannot be recovered. Every hour spent waiting for perfect conditions is an hour that could have been used building the future you want. The truth is that your future is shaped by ordinary decisions, repeated every day. Reading one chapter instead of watching another hour of meaningless content. Going for a walk instead of making another excuse. Learning a new skill after work instead of saying, you're too tired. Those choices seem small in the moment, but they slowly build a different life. Your mind will also compare you with other people. It will tell you that someone else is younger, smarter, richer, or more talented. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to lose confidence. There will always be someone ahead of you in one area of life. That has nothing to do with your own potential. The only comparison that matters is whether you are becoming better than you were yesterday. Progress is personal. Your journey does not have to look like anyone else's. The mind also has a habit of remembering failures more clearly than victories. You may have succeeded 10 times, but one mistake keeps replaying in your head. Do not give one bad experience the power to define your future. Every successful life includes failure. Every meaningful goal includes disappointment. The difference is that successful people learn from those moments instead of living inside them. You have far more ability than you give yourself credit for. The problem is not a lack of potential. The problem is believing a voice that constantly focuses on your limitations instead of your possibilities. That voice is not your future. It is simply an opinion created by fear, doubt, past experiences, and old habits. Opinions can change, habits can change, thinking can change. The moment you begin challenging those false beliefs, your life begins changing direction. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? You stop looking for reasons to quit and begin looking for reasons to continue. You stop waiting for confidence and begin creating it through action. Remember this every day. Your mind is a wonderful servant, but it is a terrible master. Train it with good books. Train it with positive ideas. Train it by keeping your promises to yourself. Train it by taking action even when you don't feel like it. Little by little, your thinking becomes stronger. Your discipline becomes deeper. Your confidence becomes real because it is built on action instead of empty words. One day, you will look back and realize that the biggest obstacle was never your background, your education, your age, or your circumstances. The biggest obstacle was believing thoughts that were never true in the first place. The day you stop believing those lies is the day you begin becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. That is where lasting success begins. It begins in the mind. There is something that has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. It has convinced talented people to stay silent, hardworking people to settle for less, and capable people to never discover what they were truly able to achieve. That something is fear. It does not always arrive with loud warnings or dramatic moments. Most of the time, it speaks quietly. It tells you to wait a little longer. It tells you that now is not the right time. It tells you that one more year of preparation will make all the difference. While you are listening to that voice, life keeps moving, opportunities keep passing, and someone with less talent but more courage keeps moving ahead. Fear has one goal. It wants to keep your life exactly the way it is. It does not care whether you are happy or unhappy. It only wants what is familiar. Your mind believes that familiar means safe. That is why it resists change, even when change could improve your life. You may know that a new habit would make you healthier. You may know that learning a new skill could increase your income. You may know that speaking up could open new doors, yet your mind fills itself with reasons not to begin. It is not because those goals are impossible. It is because fear has become louder than your purpose. Many people think courage means having no fear. That is not true. Courage means moving forward while fear is still present. Every successful person has felt nervous before making an important decision. Every successful business owner once wondered if their idea would work. Every confident speaker once stood in front of people with shaking hands. Every person you admire has experienced moments of uncertainty. The difference is simple. They refuse to let fear make their decisions. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again. There is no embarrassment. There is no thought of giving up forever because of one fall. The child simply stands up and tries again. Somewhere along the way, adults lose that mindset. One mistake suddenly feels like proof that they should stop trying. One rejection becomes a reason to quit. One disappointment becomes a story they carry for years. Fear grows stronger every time you stop because of it. The strange thing about fear is that it usually becomes smaller after you take action. Before making a phone call, your heart may beat faster. Before walking into an interview, you may feel nervous. Before starting your first business, your mind may create dozens of terrible outcomes. Then you take the first step and you realize that reality is often much kinder than your imagination. Most of the suffering happened before anything even occurred. Your imagination is a powerful gift, but fear uses that gift against you. It creates problems that do not exist. It shows you failure before you even begin. It makes you believe that everyone is watching your mistakes, when in reality, most people are too busy thinking about their own lives. You spend hours worrying about what someone might think, while that person may never think about you at all. One of the biggest costs of fear is not failure, it is regret. Failure teaches lessons. Regret asks questions that can never be answered. What if I had started? What if I had believed in myself? What if I had taken that opportunity? Those questions become heavier with time because they have no clear answer. The only way to avoid that kind of regret is to act while you still have the chance. Fear also enjoys making small problems appear much bigger than they really are. A single setback becomes a disaster. One difficult month becomes a reason to believe nothing will ever improve. That is why perspective matters so much. Every successful life includes difficult seasons. No one moves forward without challenges. Problems are not signs that you should stop. So, they are signs that you are doing something meaningful enough to test your commitment. There will always be reasons to delay your dreams. There will always be bills to pay, responsibilities to handle, and unexpected situations to face. If you wait for a perfect moment, you may wait for the rest of your life. Progress begins when you decide that your future matters more than your fear. Think about the people who inspire you. They are not remembered because they lived comfortable lives. They are remembered because they acted when action was difficult. They stayed committed when quitting seemed easier. They continued learning. That kind of life is available to anyone willing to develop the habit of courage. Fear also becomes weaker every time you keep a promise to yourself. When you say you will wake up early and you actually do it, you become stronger. When you promise to exercise and you finish the workout, even though you feel tired, you become stronger. When you decide to read instead of wasting another evening, you become stronger. These small victories build trust in yourself. They prove that your actions are more powerful than your emotions. Do not expect fear to disappear completely. It probably never will. New goals bring new challenges, and new challenges often bring new doubts. That is perfectly normal. The goal is not to eliminate fear. The goal is to stop Stop giving fear permission to control your future. Your life can become much bigger than it is today, but only if your decisions become bigger than your fears. Every meaningful achievement begins with one simple choice. A choice to move even when your confidence feels small. A choice to continue even when results are slow. A choice to believe that your future can be better than your past. 1 year from now, you can either be living with the results of today's courage or carrying the weight of today's hesitation. That decision belongs to no one else. It belongs to you. Do not allow fear to decide how much of your potential remains hidden. Do not allow temporary uncertainty to steal permanent opportunities. Every day you act with courage, your confidence grows. Every day you refuse to surrender to fear, your character becomes stronger. And one day, you will realize that the thing you feared the most was never as powerful as the person you were becoming. Success has never belonged to people who felt fearless. It has always belonged to people who chose to keep moving despite their fear. It's the habit that changes lives. That is the decision that separates those who only dream from those who create a life worth remembering. One of the greatest obstacles to success is not a lack of opportunity. It is not a lack of talent, education, or intelligence. It is the habit of making excuses. An excuse feels harmless because it sounds reasonable. It gives you comfort for a moment. It protects you from feeling responsible. But every excuse has a hidden cost. It slowly steals your confidence, delays your progress, and keeps you living far below your true potential. The difficult part is that excuses rarely sound like excuses. They sound like logic. Your mind says, I'll start when I have more time. It says, I need better conditions. It says, I'm too tired today. It says, maybe next month will be easier. Those thoughts seem sensible, and because they seem sensible, you accept them without a fight. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and before you realize it, another year has passed with very little change. Life does not improve because time passes. Life improves because you grow. Growth begins the moment you stop asking why something is difficult and start asking what you can do about it. That small change in thinking gives you back your power. Instead of waiting for life to become easier, you begin becoming stronger. Every person has challenges. Some people begin with very little money. Others struggle with confidence. Some grow up without encouragement. Others experience failure after failure before they finally succeed. Nobody receives a perfect beginning. If success depended on perfect circumstances, very few people would ever achieve anything meaningful. The people who build remarkable lives are not the ones with the fewest problems. They are the ones who refuse to let problems become permanent excuses. Think about how often your mind tries to bargain with your goals. You decide to exercise, and suddenly your mind says one missed day will not matter. You decide to save money, and it tells you that one unnecessary purchase is no big deal. You promise yourself that you will read for 30 minutes, and your mind convinces you that watching videos for a few hours is a better reward because you worked hard today. Your mind always looks for the easiest path. It wants comfort, it wants immediate pleasure, it wants to avoid effort. But success asks something different. Success asks you to make decisions based on where you want to go, not on how you feel at the moment. Feelings are temporary. Your future is built by your decisions. Many people spend years waiting for motivation. They believe that one day they will wake up feeling excited enough to completely change their lives. That day rarely comes. Motivation is unpredictable. Some mornings you feel ready to take on the world. Other mornings, you feel tired before the day even begins. If your actions depend on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline is different. Discipline says, this matters, so I will do it anyway. That one sentence can transform your life. It separates people who keep making promises from people who keep making progress. There is something powerful that happens every time you stop making excuses and start taking action. You begin trusting yourself again. Confidence is not created by saying positive words in front of a mirror. Confidence grows every time you prove to yourself that your actions match your promises. Think about someone who says they will wake up at 6 in the morning. The alarm rings and they get out of bed even though they feel sleepy. They have just done more than wake up early. They have strengthened their character. They have shown themselves that their commitment is stronger than their comfort. Now imagine repeating that kind of decision every day. Reading when you would rather waste time. Exercising when you would rather sit down. Saving money when you would rather spend it. Finishing your work when distractions are calling your name. Those choices may seem small, but they shape the person you become. The opposite is also true. Every excuse weakens your self-belief. Every broken promise teaches your mind that your words cannot be trusted. After enough broken promises, you begin doubting yourself. You stop believing that you can achieve big goals because you have struggled to keep small commitments. That is why success always begins with personal responsibility. Responsibility is not about blaming yourself for everything that has happened. Some things in life are completely outside your control. You cannot control where you were born. You cannot control every challenge that comes your way. You cannot control the actions of other people, but you always control your response. You control whether you learn or complain. You control whether you quit or continue. You control whether you grow or remain the same. That is where your power lives. There will always be people who blame the economy, their family, their age, or their past. While they are searching for someone else to blame, years continue passing. Meanwhile, another person with similar challenges accepts responsibility, improves one step at a time, and slowly builds a completely different life. The difference is not luck. The difference is ownership. When you own your decisions, you own your future. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity, because many opportunities are created by preparation. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you before believing in yourself. Stop expecting confidence to appear before action. Action creates confidence. Progress creates motivation. Consistency creates results. One decision made today can completely change the direction of your life. The decision to stop delaying. The decision to stop settling. The decision to stop allowing excuses to speak louder than your dreams. Remember this every single day. Excuses always promise comfort today, but they quietly create regret tomorrow. Discipline may feel uncomfortable today, but it creates freedom later. Years from now, you will not remember how difficult it was to stay committed. You will remember the life those decisions created. You will remember becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable than you once believed possible. Your future is waiting, but it is not waiting for another excuse. It is waiting for a decision to take responsibility, a decision to act, a decision to move forward even when it feels difficult. Because the moment you stop letting excuses control your life your life finally begins to move in the direction you have always wanted. The quality of your life is closely connected to the quality of your thinking. Every action begins with a thought. Every habit starts with a decision. Every achievement is first created in the mind before it becomes real in your life. If your thinking is weak, your actions will be weak. If your thinking is strong, your actions begin to change. That is why training your mind is one of the most valuable investments you will ever make. Many people spend years trying to change their results without changing the way they think. So they want a better career, but they keep thinking the same way they did 5 years ago. They want stronger relationships, but they never improve the way they communicate. They want financial freedom, but they continue making the same spending decisions every month. Nothing changes because the mind keeps following old patterns. Your mind works like a habit. It repeats whatever you practice most often. If you spend every day complaining, complaining becomes natural. If you spend every day worrying, worry becomes your normal way of thinking. So, if you constantly focus on problems, your mind becomes skilled at finding even more problems. The good news is that the opposite is also true. If you train yourself to look for solutions, your mind becomes better at solving problems. If you practice gratitude, you begin noticing more good things in your life. If you choose discipline every day, discipline slowly becomes part of who you are. This does not happen overnight. Nobody changes their thinking in a single day. Just as your body becomes stronger through regular exercise, your mind becomes stronger through daily practice. Every positive choice is like a small lesson for your mind. Every time you choose patience over anger, learning over laziness, or action over excuses, you are teaching your mind a new way to respond. One of the simplest ways to train your mind is to become careful about what you allow into it. Think about how much information enters your mind every day. The videos you watch, the conversations you have, the books you read, and the people you spend time with all shape the way you think. If you fill your mind with negativity, criticism, and hopelessness, those ideas begin influencing your decisions. But if you feed your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and practical knowledge, your thinking begins to improve. Successful people understand that learning never stops. They do not believe they know everything. They stay curious. They ask better questions. They read books that challenge them. They listen to people who have achieved meaningful results. They know that every new lesson gives them another tool for building a better future. There is another habit that strengthens the mind, and it is often ignored. It is keeping the promises you make to yourself. Every promise matters, even the small ones. If you tell yourself that you will wake up early, do it. If you decide to exercise, finish the workout. If you plan to study for 1 hour, protect that hour. These small victories build self-respect. They teach your mind that your words have value. Many people are looking for confidence, but confidence is not something you find. It is something you build. Every time you follow through on a commitment, your confidence grows a little stronger. Over time, you begin trusting yourself because your actions have earned that trust. Training your mind also means learning to control your attention. We live in a world where distractions are everywhere. Your phone demands your attention. Social media competes for your focus. Endless entertainment makes it easy to waste hours without realizing it. Every distraction takes a small piece of your attention, and attention is one of your greatest resources. You cannot create excellent work with a distracted mind. You cannot build an extraordinary future while constantly interrupting yourself. Focus is a skill, and like every skill, it improves with practice. Give your full attention to one important task. Finish it before moving to something else. That simple habit can increase both your productivity and your confidence. Another important lesson is learning how to speak to yourself. Many people use words with themselves that they would never use with someone they care about. They call themselves failures after one mistake. They say they are too old, too slow, or too far behind. Those words matter because your mind listens to everything you say. Replace those thoughts with honest encouragement. Instead of saying, "I always fail," remind yourself, "I am still learning." Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I don't know how yet, but I can improve." This is not about pretending everything is easy. It is about giving yourself the chance to grow instead of judging yourself before you have even finished the journey. There will be days when progress feels slow. There will be mornings when you do not feel motivated. There will be moments when you wonder whether all your effort is worth it. During those moments, remember that your mind is being trained every time you choose consistency over comfort. Results may not appear immediately, but your character is changing. Your discipline is becoming stronger. Your habits are becoming healthier. Those changes are preparing you for opportunities you cannot yet see. Do not underestimate the power of small improvements. Reading 10 pages every day may not seem impressive, but over a year it becomes several books filled with knowledge. Saving a small amount of money each week may seem insignificant, but over time it creates financial stability. Exercising for 30 minutes each day may not transform your body overnight, but it builds strength, energy, and confidence that last for years. Success is rarely created by one big decision. More often, it is built through hundreds of small decisions made with consistency. Those daily choices shape your identity. They determine how you respond when life becomes difficult. They influence the opportunities you notice and the relationships you build. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one inside your own mind. Make it a conversation that pushes you forward instead of holding you back. Fill your mind with ideas that make you stronger. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Protect your time. Protect your focus. Protect your attitude. Your future will not change because you wish for a better life. It will change because you become a better person. And becoming a better person begins with training your mind every single day. The day you take control of your thinking is the day you take control of your direction. From that point forward, your circumstances no longer decide your future. Your choices do. Every disciplined thought becomes a stronger action. Every stronger action becomes a better habit. Every better habit creates a better life. That is how real change happens. Quietly, consistently, one thought, one decision, and one disciplined day at a time. There comes a point in life when you have to make a decision that changes everything. Not a decision about your job, your money, or where you live. The decision that matters most is deciding that you will no longer allow your own mind to control the direction of your life. That is the moment everything begins to change. Because once you learn to master your mind, very little in this world has the power to stop you. Most people spend years trying to change what is happening around them. They want different results, different opportunities, and different circumstances. But lasting change never begins on the outside. It always begins within. When your thinking becomes stronger, your actions become stronger. When your actions improve, your habits improve. When your habits improve, your life slowly starts moving in a completely different direction. Becoming unstoppable does not mean life suddenly becomes easy. It does not mean you never experience failure, disappointment, or difficult seasons. Every successful person faces problems. Every successful person has days when nothing seems to go according to plan. The difference is not that they avoid obstacles. The difference is that obstacles no longer control their decisions. An undisciplined mind looks at a problem and immediately searches for a reason to quit. A disciplined mind looks at the same problem and searches for a solution. That single difference changes everything. There will always be people who tell you something cannot be done. Some will doubt your goals because they have already given up on their own. Others will criticize your dreams because your ambition reminds them of the chances they never took. If you listen to every opinion, you will spend your life trying to satisfy people who are not responsible for your future. You must learn to protect your vision. Not everyone will understand where you are going. Not everyone will support the changes you are making. Perfectly fine. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone else. Your responsibility is to remain faithful to the person you are becoming. Every day gives you a new opportunity to prove something to yourself, not to the world, to yourself. Can you stay committed when nobody is watching? Can you continue learning when progress feels slow? Can you keep your word when no one will know if you break it? Those moments build true character. Character is not created during comfortable times. It is revealed during difficult ones. When life becomes challenging, your habits begin making decisions for you. If you have trained yourself to stay disciplined, you keep moving. If you have trained yourself to quit whenever life becomes uncomfortable, you stop. That is why daily discipline matters so much. You are not simply building better habits. You are preparing yourself for moments that will test your strength. The voice inside your head does not have to decide your future. Your decisions do. Stop believing the lies that keep you small. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start becoming the person you know you can be. Train your mind, stay disciplined, keep moving forward even when it's difficult. One good decision today can create a completely different tomorrow. Your potential is greater than your doubts, your future is bigger than your fears, and your best days are still ahead. Stay focused, stay committed, and never stop becoming the best version of yourself.